So, the age-old debate, looks versus game.
So, the Black Pill dudes would say it's all about looks. It's nothing to do with anything else. Even money doesn't really cut the mustard. You've got to just look like a Chad, be 6'4" like me, and have chiseled cheekbones and...
Standing in the shop.
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe you can see him. I don't know if you can see him behind us. But yeah, you want to be like that dude. And then you got people on the other side of it, perhaps more of the slightly grifting type people who will be saying, no, looks don't matter. If you just learn these fly game routines, then you'll be fine and you'll meet the woman of your dreams. What is the truth of the matter?
I think it's a bit of everything. I think, why not? Look, me and Troy are walking around Tbilisi. Hardly the best dressed city, I would say. But we've come out, we're looking good. We're triggering, by walking along the street filming this, we're triggering IOIs, but what's added to that is the fact we're actually looking pretty good.
Yeah. So the whole thing is like a pyramid scheme, because we're here making these videos, helping you guys with game, and in doing that, we're increasing our own value. We're getting more indicators of interest from the women on the streets. So we're actually increasing our own value in this dating market. So I want to say this is entirely selfless, this video, but actually, you know what, guys?
It's not. But why not? Thinking about that Tusk sphere of control, I mean, that's probably the less stressful way to come at this, I think, in terms of thinking. Because within that Tusk sphere of control are the controllables. What can you control and directly influence versus what you can't? Within your control, absolutely, is fashion and grooming, looking fucking good, making sure your haircut's on point, getting rid of acne, getting rid of glasses. Just looks maxing, as they're probably called, the younger generation would call it. Plus getting your fashion on point. And then, being in decent shape, you can automatically address those points.
Hello.
You have complete control over all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, it definitely makes it a lot easier if you max out the things that you can control, okay? Now, you'll get pushback from the Black Pill guys who'll say, well, there are certain things, your facial symmetry and stuff you can't control, and to a degree that's true, but you can control what you wear. You can control your fitness and how much you weigh to a large extent. You can control your grooming. You can control how you style your hair. You can control the way that you move through the world. You can control your body language. There's a lot of things that you can actually control. If you're controlling those things and you max out on all of those things, it gives you a softer landing in terms of socializing and approaching, because you already are more of an impressive prospect than you were before. There's no point in looking like a bucket of ordure, I think the word is, and going in for an approach. Why not max out on the way that you look, the way that you dress, and the way that you come across in the dating market?
Yeah, absolutely. There is also a big difference between being good looking and looking good. You can be, say, facially not particularly attractive, bit of a Picasso painting vibe going on, but actually be shredded, have really good, fashion and grooming's on point. Everything else is relevant. The face is just but a small part of your overall corpse, really, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
And your image.
Indeed.
And yes, it is luck of the draw with that. But absolutely, there's a massive difference between being good looking and looking good. So, I mean, we've kind of waffled on a bit here, haven't we? We've waffled it. But in our personal opinion, how important are looks?
Pretty important.
Versus the other factors, right? So I guess you're going to say looks, game, and money. They're the key tenets, aren't they? But I think there's more to it than that. I think there's things like living an interesting reality, learning to fight, learning languages, being emotionally intelligent, so I guess that you could class that in with game, having a positive attitude to life, maybe that's game as well. But there's other elements here.
Yeah, I think if we're breaking it down just to the old looks versus social skills, though, I think looks are really, really important. And I've never understood when guys come for training and they turn up wearing like a 17-year-old t-shirt and like a pair of jeans with paint all over them or whatever. And they expect just to be able to get good results. Why wouldn't you look as good as you possibly can? It just blows my mind.
Because it is in your control.
Yeah, it just blows my mind that people don't realise this very basic fact. But that's your competition, guys, as they say.
I'd say I'm really struggling to think about the things outside of our control. If we can agree that as men we can increase our value, we can increase our sexual market value, and become more attractive to the opposite sex, by taking certain actions to get certain results and assimilating certain behaviours, what is actually, in terms of a value add, on the male side not within our control?
Well, I mean, very simply, I guess you're. I mean, how tall you are. I mean, I know. Yes, you can go and get the old, get the old Midnight Express over to Istanbul and get your, your legs increased in size and all of that.
You can't.
But I mean, height is tricky. Let's say it's a very big undertaking to do that, and certain things about facial shape, you are kind of born with. But I think another side to this equation is this idea that if you're good looking, then that's it. That's all. I mean, I saw a YouTube comment recently, and the person said, yeah, if you're good looking and jacked and 6'4", or not, let's say not 6'4", but you're good looking, then surely all you need is basic social skills. And then jobs are good. You're going to attract all of the ladies that you like to you. That is absolutely not true. How do we know that? Because we train a load of guys, and we've trained guys. I've trained guys myself recently in the past weeks, who are very, very good-looking guys, and they're not getting traction with women. Why not? Because they're not coming across in a particularly good way.
Well, and also think about from our own personal perspective. We're both pretty decent-looking guys, I'd say, and I know from historical experience that I couldn't pull a muscle.
Yeah.
I was decent. I am decent looking. I was the same. I wasn't bad looking, right? Same with Troy. So we know a lack of understanding with basically how to win in life, how to go after what you want, social skills, game, all these elements that you learn getting into this industry, they are going to absolutely influence it.
Because game in inverted commas is not just. We talk about social skills a lot, and that's at the core what it is. But it's really enhanced social skills. It's not just social skills in the sense of, the 7 laws of successful people or whatever. It's not just social skills in the sense that you'd learn it in a business seminar or sort of a business training. These are enhanced social skills with a very specific end in mind, which is to generate attraction. And most guys don't intuitively understand that stuff, okay? And that's really what we teach. Because for most of us, unless you're actually shown that stuff and taught it, it's very, very hard to do it intuitively, because a lot of the triggers are counterintuitive, are they not?
They are, and I think if we're going to break it down into...
We have Arabian, Indian, Italian,
What
Georgian
food is it? Is your son? This is your son?
Yes. Welcome our restaurant. We have Arabian, Italian, Georgian food, international. Welcome.
Everything. You have everything.
Everything.
Pizza, pasta,
Everything.
Lebanese,
Everything.
Italian, Chinese,
Everything.
Japanese,
Everything.
everything.
Welcome.
Everything.
Welcome Iberia restaurant.
What's it called?
Welcome.
What is the name?
Iberia.
Name?
Iberia.
Iberia
You?
restaurant.
Or
Iberia restaurant.
King Club?
What
Iberia.
about King Club? Are you part of King Club?
King Club, start 11 and finish 7 more.
Now this is where you want to be going.
King Club. This is the lovely Georgian ladies here.
This looks good though, the Iberia. Look at the old lamb chops.
The old lamb shank. The old lamb shank.
Very good.
Good stuff, bud. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Back.
So yeah, really what we're talking about is social freedom plus social and emotional intelligence.
Plus intent. And showing it and making something happen, right?
So social freedom plus intent plus social and emotional intelligence. But that's specifically for picking up women. But if you just want to, if you accept that the premise that anything you could possibly want in life is accessible through good social skills, really the equation is just social freedom, so the ability to talk to anyone, and then plus social and emotional intelligence, the ability to be charming, the ability to view life as sales, the ability to make other people feel good, right?
How do you feel?
How does it make you feel? In dedication to Old Royal Silk, if you're watching. So that's really what, you should hand over all your money to do. We are con artists of the highest order, and if you're gonna, but we're charming. So if you're gonna pay your millions over, then please hand them over to us.
Exactly. Good stuff, man. See you soon, guys.